it is crazy to think that if WoW came out with an expansion where there aren't any crazy borrowed power systems, gave each class 2 or 3 new abilities, took away talents, and focused more on gameplay, that the game would come back. Like, I don't necessarily say it would come back, but I think, like, if it was a bit more simple and there was way less borrowed power and those development efforts went elsewhere, I think that's just a recipe for a game that, at least for the existing population, they'll feel a bit better. Because I feel like if you want to get new people into World of Warcraft, you don't really hype up Azerite gear or, you know, Covenants as like a little per expansion thing. You hype up World of Warcraft by making World of Warcraft bigger. So it's like if an actual expansion is just truly an expansion, not a partial redo of how we have done the thing we did in the previous expansion. Yeah. So I think like simplicity is basically the key. And you know, it should be a good thing for the WoW devs to hear that actually what I think a lot of people want is a bit more simplicity, right? Because surely that is a bit more easy to do. Kind of means they'll feel less of a pressure to make big, complex systems. And maybe that will just enable them to really unleash their creativity instead of being a bit stuck in that iterating on the systems all the time grind that they seem to be stuck in.
Yeah, I really wish that were the case. I really wish they would, you know, accept that that's probably something they should at least try for an expansion. Maybe not like, you know, go whole hog. We've removed everything that might be vaguely considered a system. Now your game's just a big load of stuff and you run around circles. Like, but I'll bring something up almost as a counterpoint because I completely agree with that. I'd love to see them try it. I even love like the idea of removing talents or playing with talents in a way that like reduces how much of a impetus they have on the design team and the balance team. It was it Asmongold saying yesterday on Allcraft talking about the or was it Rich? I think it was Rich actually talking about how this system designers are keeping themselves employed by making systems.
I don't think that's what it is, but it feels like that. And if it feels like that, that's the issue.
Yeah, so I don't think it's literally them keeping themselves employed. It's more that like it's, you know, to a hammer everything's a nail. Where I think that's like a fundamental problem. Where if you tell them like, you know, keep something simple, they'll go, what do I do then? What spreadsheet do I tinker with? And it's like no. Go create something to play. Go spend time with the content team, learn to make some content, make a bit of content. You can have a little you can have a little small design. You know, system design all you want around the deaths of Chromie. For example, spreadsheet the shit out of that balance.
Oh yeah.
Go for it big time, but just don't make it this overarching system that needs to contribute to every player's experience.
That's it. It's like what was said in Allcraft is basically, I think we could do really well if there was just less big risky bets taken. You know, if we're just slowly improving and getting better and not trying to rewrite the book every time, I think that's the recipe for a game that gets better and better over time and has happy customers. It seems like that's what Shadowbringers really did for FF as well. You know, so now actually on a similar topic, we've got a super chat from Chill, who said, I recently just uninstalled World of Warcraft because 9.1 was the final straw for me. What do you think Blizz thinks when they see metrics like that? I think they basically think, didn't work out this time, but next time it will work. They always come back. That is genuinely what I think and what I've been led to understand. Now, I think there could be the case where those metrics take a dip, and you have to remember these big companies have got very robust competitor analysis that goes on. I think there will be statisticians and stuff like that in Blizzard who, know roughly what the MAUs of RuneScape and FF and all those games are. And I think Blizzard, if they do see a dip happen, and based on some of the public metrics we can get from scraping the API, like some of the M+ stuff, it does seem like Blizzard's numbers aren't really where we as players would like them to be. I think what happens is, even if the dev team have got their heads a little bit in the sand, which, I think with confidence, they just sort of said, we'll balance it later, hope for the best. We truly believe in this design ideal, but the ideal didn't match reality, of course. I think what could happen, though, is the numbers don't go good, and somebody external to the WoW team, ends up having to have a word. Like what happens when, there's the meeting of the Blizzard people, the latest WoW numbers come in, and Jab is asked about it at a very senior meeting. What goes on there? Do we really know? My hope is that it'll be, okay, we need to put a bit more resources into WoW, we need to shift a few things up, we need to think about what the players really want, let's move the game in a more positive direction. I hope it's that, and I hope it's not a, okay, well, if this has only got so long in it, we'll cut resources, prioritize profitability, and thinking about opportunity cost, shift development resources elsewhere. I hope the latter doesn't happen and the former does. So that is what I think happens when a lot of people leave the game.
It's very difficult to... I'll just hit the mute button. I fully believe that the World of Warcraft IP is too important for them to cut and run. I don't feel they'll ever cut and run because it's been a big part of their IP, spread on their financial documents every quarter. It's there. Hearthstone's there. StarCraft's there. Diablo's there. All this stuff's everywhere. So I feel like they will do whatever they can to actually keep it going, even if that means something fairly drastic. That's what I'm kind of hoping that the IP doesn't die with a couple of bad World of Warcraft decisions. I feel like they'll definitely push it forward, and I mean, they'll at least keep it going until they can get their mobile projects or their other Warcraft projects off the ground. But I mean, I have no idea if those are anywhere close to existing, or if they even have any left. I mean, I think Bobby said, or Jab, one of the two said in a earnings call that they have. Was it Warcraft mobile games that are?
Yeah, there's multiple free-to-play mobile games that are. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I don't feel they'll ever cut and run. I feel like they'll actually, might have to come from the top, but they will. They have no choice but to improve. I think.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to make the money, in the end.
Yeah, that's basically it, and you can almost, I think, have faith that the higher echelons of Activision Blizzard are a big American corporation that is driven to return shareholder value. And World of Warcraft doing well is a really important part of producing shareholder value. That's that. That is a little function that could, as much as it can damage games, it could actually work in our favor, which is a bit freaky to say, but it could go that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a case where a lot of this damage is coming from short-term behavior, short-term return behavior.
True, yeah.
We'll
quarterly.
just we'll cut down on our resources that we spend. We'll cut down on all the spending we're doing around this game entirely. We'll cut all our QA staff. We'll just farm money via the 6 month sub stuff. This gold mine will never run out. This will never run out. But have any of them actually played Warcraft 3, they will find out if you put 5 workers on a mine, it will run out before too long. That means you have to go find a new mine.
Yeah.
Which, in this analogy, doesn't really work too well. But let's assume it's another direction for the game to go.
Yeah.
So they need to go find another direction. They need to go find another gold mine to start straight mining the life out of it. And hopefully that one is World of Warcraft's a bit better this time. Hopefully, maybe not, who knows.